Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. Like these road trippers making waffles and eating fresh fruit in their natural habitat. The breakfast area at a Comfort Inn. I just love seeing a vacation maximized in the wild. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country. Anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. Goldbelly ships Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garden's famous cakes. So, if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's goldbelly.com, promo code GIFT.
Oldish. The art of knowing more and caring less. With your host, Randy Spelling, Brian Austin Green, and Sharna Burgess.
Oldish family, we're back.
We're back.
We are back for another mini episode, a fun recap of the conversation that we had earlier this week with Lauren.
Yeah.
Right? About menopause, which I knew nothing about.
You know what freaked me out? She was talking about millennial menopause and saying when she turned 40 and that she's a millennial. I was like, oh, wow, we're like generations back.
Right.
Yeah.
How?
Her and I are like the first, I think millennials started, what is it, like 83 or 80? It's not, it's like I'm right on the edge of it. I'm a millennial.
Feeling oldish.
Yeah, you are.
Way ahead of you.
Did you get a little testy with me? I couldn't tell when I asked about the question and you were like, only someone with a penis would ask that question. And I was like, oh, well, yes, that's why I'm asking for the people who do have a penis.
I didn't, first of all, I don't know why I didn't think you were actually genuinely asking for me to describe a period to you. I just didn't read it as that. I thought it was like, I don't know, just not even rhetorical, but no, I wasn't spicy with you. I didn't mean to be, but I think it's such a...
I think we had our first fight. I think
we had our first fight?
I don't know. She was a little spicy. I was like, oh.
It's like, wow.
Oh,
okay.
I wasn't expecting
Snappy.
that.
Wow, I didn't see it as that.
Someone's hangry.
Yeah.
Listen, maybe I'm perimenopausal.
Right. Someone get this woman a Snickers.
I do need a Snickers. I am very hungry. I thought it was a great episode. And listen, it's a really scary subject, I think, because there's also just, it seems like this daunting thing that's going to happen no matter what. Nothing you can do about it. And it's painted to be kind of awful. And it also means you're aging out and you're no longer, your body no longer makes babies anymore. And it just, what it signifies is getting old. And I think up until that point, you can kind of avoid that. You know, you can avoid age is just a number. Well, no, and now age is now actually a physical thing happening to your body.
You actually have aged.
Yeah.
And so I think it's that too. But, you know, knowing that there's information out there and that there is still research being done, because it very much feels like that's kind of been put to a halt. A lot of research on women's studies and women's health and reproductive health and hormones, it seems like some of that hasn't been happening. So to know that it is happening, but I think at the very least to know she has a book with information, resources to reach out to, places to go to get information that are trustworthy is awesome, because as she said, as I've experienced through friends and relatives, they've been misdiagnosed by doctors and it's just gaslighting.
Yeah.
And then put on other medications because, oh no, you're actually experiencing anxiety. And that's just horrendous. Mm-hmm. It's awful to know that how much the medical system fails you and many people, men, women, it doesn't matter. But in this area that we're talking about, it fails women.
It just treats all the symptoms.
It can. And I think...
Yes, it can. I shouldn't say a broad stroke of it does. It can fail.
Because I think we hear both, right? We hear where it comes through and people get what they need. But then there are a lot of times where it just really reinforces how much of your own advocate you need to be. And if there's something that's going on, is to look into it and research, because a lot of times... right? Like you could be feeling anxious and then someone prescribes something for anxiety when the real underlying thing is your hormone levels are really off and out of whack, which causes so many things to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything that you heard from that conversation that was hopeful or uplifting or empowering in some way?
I mean, yes and no. Like we're all in this. It's going to happen. I think the most hopeful thing is being like, oh, well, if Brian can understand it more too, then I don't have to feel so alone in it. It's the feeling of feeling alone in it. And also when you're a woman, a mother, you're trying to do the things and in the house and be a part of the things the way that you were and live in your relationship and life the way that you were, and then you're feeling crazy because you can't. And then you feel like you're disappointing the people around you because you can't. And then you feel wholly unseen and misunderstood. And that's just going through that alone without your partner understanding. I can only imagine, we're not there, you know what I mean? I'm not experiencing it, but would create a massive rift in between your relationship. That if you start with having your partner be able to have empathy and understanding for you or understanding for you and read her book, or just having open conversation with you about what perimenopause and menopause means for your body, they can be so much more understanding when you're going through it.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Got a car to sell but no time to waste? Hop on to Carvana.com to get a real offer for your car in seconds. All you have to do is enter your license plate, answer a few quick questions, and if you accept the offer, Carvana will pay you as soon as you hand the keys over. They even offer same-day pickup in many cities. Save your time, score some cash, and sell your car the convenient way to Carvana. Pickup times vary. Fees may apply.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku. And it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
I think it was way more empowering for me. I think for men, I think this conversation, when I first heard the word menopause, I was like, oh, well, that's a female thing. Like I'll kind of sit on the outside of it and listen to it. But Sharna will have all the questions. But the reality is, I think it's so misunderstood by men that for men to have a better understanding of it and find more compassion within it and more empathy, that's what goes a long way in helping a woman go through the experience of it. Because a woman already knows, like, oh, these are some of the things that are coming. Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen. I don't know what symptoms I'm going to get,
but it's definitely going to happen at some point. But I think for a couple, then for a man to fully understand and embrace that a little bit more and realize that it's not just a woman going crazy as she gets older and, oh boy, you really, you seem way more emotional right now, and it being this weight that men feel like they've just got to sort of breathe through and get through the day, that they can be really helpful. I think that's the empowering part of it to me.
Yeah.
I came out of it going, I'm so glad that I heard that conversation, because I have a much better understanding of what it entails. And I would really strongly hope that men listen to that episode and learn about it, because that is empowering. That's, education that's the most empowering thing that you can possibly have in any situation.
I think we're in a time, as Lauren even said, we're coming into more of a period where we talk more openly about these things. But I would say it hasn't been a common practice in homes to teach your sons about a woman's period.
I was thinking
and this is where it starts. If we want men to have empathy and understanding for women when they're going through things like their period, perimenopause, menopause, we have to teach them about it. And I've had a handful of conversations with our boys about, you're at an age now where things might be happening with girls at school, and how to gently address them and what is happening and to not make fun of it. And I hope that they are, and I say to them, be the boy that takes your sweatshirt and helps her wrap it around her waist and tells no one, and
so
lets her
glad.
know, like, because it starts when they're young. And to Brian's credit, he didn't grow up with that, and yet he has that understanding, and he's very sensitive and open to hearing about these things. He's never been the, oh, you're on your period guy, you know what I mean? Never, ever been that kind of a human being. And so I'm confident that we'll raise good men that will understand those, but we all have to do it.
Yeah, and it starts early with the education. There was a teacher in my daughter's school, and she took over the class for certain reasons, and she had a basket of tampons and pads right by the door, and she had, to my understanding, a few different conversations normalizing that this is what's going to happen. You might see some of the girls grabbing a pad, grabbing a tampon. There is no making fun of. This is what's happening. This is how it feels, to really make them understand what it's like to have empathy. You can't force empathy, but you can at least just educate, because when we were in school and growing up, that was never talked about.
It's shameful.
No.
It was shameful. There was no understanding that I had. And I would say I'm pretty sensitive and in tune, and I wouldn't make fun of anyone for that, but yet there was still no education around it for the understanding of what that's like for a woman to have a period or to be dealing with cramps. When someone's sitting there, it's like, oh, I remember the Midol bottle, and boys being like, oh, Midol, are you on your period? Like, yeah, and I feel shitty, and I'm hurting right now, and I'm still sitting in class trying to do what I need to do.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's, I don't know where the shame started or why, it goes back centuries before, I guess, when we started shaming women for being women, I guess. But we are at a time when now the conversations are more open and we can raise our men differently.
I think the shame just comes from lack of conversation. I mean, if you don't ever talk about it, you don't ever share about it, then how is anybody else going to truly understand it?
I'm sure it has something to do with it becomes a sexual thing. It means a woman's ready to have a baby. That means you can maybe be intimate with it. Like I think goes back to kind of underlying sexualizing women from a very young age, but then also making them feel dirty for being sexualized or having we just sexualize girls at such a young age. But that is also a dirty thing to do, right? Or not a cool thing to do. And so I think it just puts a negative cloud on it where it shouldn't be sexualized. A period is a bodily function, that helps create life. It shouldn't be sexualized just because of the area that it's in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think because it has to do with genitalia, that might be the way of putting it. It becomes dirty.
Yeah. What's interesting is I have heard a lot about women having changes, whether they are not as lubricated and more dry, libido goes down. And I also hear these conversations of women in their 50s, 60s talking about like an incredible sex life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
which is why I asked. I was like, is there some major turn that happens at that point?
It can, and that's why we didn't quite get to that, but bringing that up because sometimes it's like, oh, I'm going to go through this and then that, but I hear these like flourishing, amazing, this is the best that it's ever been. And, I don't know. Have you heard that too?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that from many women that get past that menopause one day of 1 year and there's no worry of pregnancy. There's no worry of a period. There's no worry but they are living their best sex life through whatever that is. Freedom, their bodies change. They have gotten through maybe the perimenopause part where the hormones really are disrupted and all over the place and feeling more themselves. The less attention, less patience for bullshit. Who knows what it is? Going after what they want instead of what the man wants. I think there's a lot of things that go into it. I think simply as a woman, knowing yourself deeply also and having the ability to say what you want and what you don't want, is
sexually or just in general?
Tremendously helps your sex life. And maybe that comes with that being in your 50s and having less patience for bullshit and not wanting to please other people, but being like, no, please me. Like quite literally, I'm doing this for my enjoyment now, not yours.
Yeah. I mean, these are the conversations that I'm hearing a lot more of is, women's pleasure and women advocating for themselves and what they need. And yeah, I mean, why not start now? You don't have to necessarily wait till menopause to be able to. I mean, if you know that could be coming, starting earlier, why not?
Why not? And maybe that's triggered by, because as she was saying, it can be a dropped libido and perimenopause. So if always new things are exciting, so if what you were doing for the longest time with your partner is not working, then try new things. As she said, like explore new things that arouse you or turn you on and see if that helps with her libido. Why are you looking at Brian?
I'm looking at Brian because I'm looking to see any sort of reaction of Brian, like,
No.
Well, we're not in, I'm not perimenopausal. We're not in.
Doesn't matter, but trying new things.
But it's interesting, as you're talking about this, and my brain is automatically going to, because I had a vasectomy. So immediately, I can't explain the change in being intimate and having sex at that point for me, because there is, when all of a sudden you take the risk off the table of anything, then it's like, this is literally just for pleasure at this point. It absolutely changes things. And I can't imagine how it would change then for a woman to be like, okay, that's not a risk for me anymore.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, in your 50s.
There's got to be something incredible.
Yeah,
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Especially if a woman has been on birth control her whole life. To manage it, because birth control, that's why you got a vasectomy. Birth control made me crazy.
Or a woman that's had multiple kids and then is going through the fear of like, oh my God, I don't want to do that anymore. But I don't know, these other forms of birth control aren't working for me. And I feel terrible on them to all of a sudden not have to.
You have had 5 children and none of them were planned.
Yeah. Not one was planned.
Not a single, everyone was like, we're pregnant?
Oh, we're pregnant. Oh, okay, cool.
Not a plan. I was on birth control because his swimmers are Olympic status. It's like they said birth control, no problem.
They just
no problem.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Phelps. That's what I said.
Yeah,
Michael
Spitz.
Phelps swimmers.
Yeah.
They're just like insane level.
They're record breakers.
Record breakers.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
on birth control, Randy, which is why we've talked about this many times. I don't know if we've done it on here, but it's why Brian got a vasectomy. Because I was on birth control, which was making me crazy anyway. These symptoms that we talk about for perimenopause, I was experiencing with birth control.
I've heard about this a lot, and I was going to ask you, but I was like, I don't know if it, because I hear a lot of things now. Like some women get such bad periods that they go on birth control. Then I'm also starting to hear, depending on who you talk to, some doctors are like, it's not like it was, and it's not that bad. And then you hear others where it can make you feel kind of crazy. It can be symptomatic, and also there could be some correlation with problems down the road.
Yeah, I think breast cancer is one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know if that's been proven, but I've heard. it did not make me feel good. I didn't feel like myself. There was one day where like he didn't text me back for an afternoon and I was dead set. I was convinced he was just ghosting me. Like that was it. We were over. And I'm not saying this was in the first month or two.
Right.
This was like enough into our relationship where I should not, and I know him enough as a human to not think that way, but it made my brain just not think properly.
Yeah.
Massive overreactions to things, feeling crazy. It did not make my periods feel any different, to be honest with you. But yeah, I just didn't feel like myself on them. And so it was an amazing thing that Brian was like, well, how about I get a vasectomy instead? And when we researched that we can still have another baby down the line.
So you just have to reverse that, or?
That's a possibility. Or then if you want to just go the IVF route, then you can just have sperm taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Taken out of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like you don't even have to ejaculate. You can just have sperm taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because
wow.
at that point you're doing it for the purpose of having a child. So, you reverse it and then it's like a 50-50 shot again of like boy, girl. Is it even going to work? Like it's a whole thing. So it's like if you just actively want another child, then you can cut straight.
Well, I guess if all 5 have been one way, maybe there's another.
You never know.
Another way.
Know. But yeah, it was a really wonderful episode. So I feel like we could keep talking about this for forever, but or at least I could, because it was just so much in there. But I want to thank you guys for tuning into the episode and catching up with us on this mini and seeing how we felt about it. Please let us know how you feel about it. Go to our social media handles at Instagram or TikTok or even YouTube if that's where you are now. Leave us a comment. How do you feel about the episode regarding menopause, about Lauren? Are you going to get her book and give it a good read? And of course, once again, if you haven't shared that episode yet, please do share it with your loved ones, with the men in your life. And take into account that if you are raising boys, maybe now is a good time, age depending, that you can start talking to them about the things that women's bodies go through, so we can create a new generation of men that have much more empathy and understanding for our experiences as women. Thank you, both of you, for being so open to the conversation and understanding of it as well. It's really cool to hear that, and very cool to know that you're the one by my side as I'm going to eventually go through this. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and all the things as always, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks everyone.
I just wanted to take a moment to let you know that you don't have to navigate life alone. If there's something hard that you're dealing with or you're just ready for a change, then reach out to me at randyspelling.com, or you could DM me on Instagram, also at randyspelling. And if I can help you, I will. If there's a resource that I can share with you, I will also do that as well. Thanks.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.